experiencing technical difficulties.
今日から俺たちパートナーだね。よろしく、アイラ。
よろしく。それぞれマークスマンとスポッターに役割が分かれている。回収対象や所有者と交渉するのが私たちギフティアの役割。でも覚えておくべきなのは一つだけ。この仕事は決して報われない。思い出を引き裂くのが私たちの仕事なのだ。
Evoking emotion is something that I have talked about in past reviews in both a positive and negative sense. Forcing emotion, like in the example of Angel Beats, ruins aspects of a story compared to a series like Planet After Story. When something emotional in nature is sprung upon me out of the blue, it never really works compared to a show that progressively adds emotion to its story and characters. This in turn leads us to Plastic Memories. Plastic Memories is an interesting show when it comes to emotion because I both love it and hate it. Why exactly do I think that? Well, find out in today's review. What's up guys, it's Kent from Spartan Media Reviews, here to review the anime, Plastic Memories. Does this show deserve a watch? Let's find out. Plastic Memories takes place in a futuristic society and follows our main character Tsukasa. Thanks to his father's standing, Tsukasa is hired at the SAI Corporation, in which he and others work with human-like androids called Giftia, as they recover other Giftia that are close to expiring from their owners. However, some of the owners don't want to give up what they consider family, so Tsukasa and his partners have to help the owners into coping with their loss. While sounding really depressing in nature, Plastic Memories is actually very lighthearted most of the time. However, that doesn't mean that the show can't turn dark and depressing at many points during its 13 episodes. Plastic Memories also has some really interesting ideas going for its story. The idea of cyborgs interjected into society is a great first step into creating something different. The cyborgs themselves aren't stale either. They actually seem like real humans who contain emotions, which help blend the society together even more. The emotional connection throughout the show is where things start to get interesting in my opinion. In one aspect, the idea of false memories disappearing in the coming episodes helps add even more of an emotional connection to the viewer. No matter how far ahead you are in knowing that it will happen, there is no way in turning back the hands of time. On the other hand, we have the romantic aspects of the story. Plastic Memories really dropped the ball when it comes to the romance elements of the show. Too bad those romance elements were the main focus for the entirety of the 13 episodes. I wouldn't have minded the romance elements of the story if they were done correctly. However, the romance just happened, never really giving the viewer a reason as to why. Sure, certain events take place that make our characters more attached to each other, but turning the interesting aspects they had into a general romance felt like too simple of an idea. Plastic Memories had a great idea when it comes to the business of cyborgs and retrieving them from society after their time is up. They should have branched out into more detail on that particular subject, as the idea itself is very creative and original, going back to a simple romantic idea not only throughout the story, but the emotional connection as well. Plastic Memories' two main characters develop pretty well for the most part. While I do wish some of the more important characters developed, considering they receive plenty of screen time, our main cast progresses from the beginning. Tsukasa is transformed by the end of the series, starting off as a rookie in the beginning, but then transitioning into a well-developed character. The androids are also developed well in terms of personality, as they become more human-like as the episodes progress. One of the few problems I had with the characters reverts back into the romantic aspects of the story. As the romance elements advanced, I actually found the characters to be more unlikable compared to before. If the romance elements were done correctly, this aspect obviously wouldn't have been a problem. However, due to the romance, you can see what the characters will be like by the end of the show, and that isn't considered to be a good thing in my opinion. Overall, Plastic Memories cast is both hit or miss when it comes to development. Plastic Memories animation provided a nice sci-fi-like atmosphere to the show. The show's color palette also adds to both its upbeat and depressing moments. Certain shots in the show are also composed very nicely, especially during the later episodes. The character designs were also really solid and detailed in my opinion. While there was nothing over the top, everything was crisp, and there really wasn't a moment when the animation dipped to below average. The opening animation was genuinely nice looking, and the ending, while really simple and rough looking, creates a different art style to the normal look of the show. Overall, Plastic Memories, while not the best, is still a well-rounded animated production. Get ready for the feels train. Plastic Memories soundtrack is an emotional one to say the least. Just like other series with saddening stories, Plastic Memories soundtrack is able to bring out the best moments of the series depending on whatever emotion is present. Something comedic is going on, we have the track just for you. Want to cry? We have the track just for that as well. While Plastic Memory's score isn't the greatest, it still works really well with what is happening on screen. I love the opening and ending of the series. The opening was definitely one of the best from the spring 2015 season, and that is definitely saying a lot considering we had Food Wars, Kekai Sensen, Is It Wrong to Try to Pick Up Girls in a Dungeon, and Sound Euphonium, just to name a few. The voice acting was also really solid, especially for Isla. Considering Isla is supposed to be a character that starts off bland then progresses into something more human in nature, her voice actress was able to execute that transition beautifully. The voice acting was also able to bring the emotional connections even more, which is a huge positive as well. Overall, the soundtrack to Plastic Memories was a nice surprise for the series. Now, with everything that I have said, do I recommend watching Plastic Memories? It depends entirely on what you are looking for. Plastic Memories was an enjoyable series that could have been great, but due to the forced romance, which I hated, and some underdeveloped characters, it only becomes average. Maybe I went into Plastic Memories with the wrong idea on what the show would be about. However, when the first couple of episodes never really discuss any romantic aspects at all, then suddenly throw them in, it feels like the creators didn't know what genre they wanted the show to be. I enjoyed Plastic Memories, but it could have been so much better. If you were looking for a straight up romance series, I would pass on this one. However, if you were looking for a sci-fi like series with some romance elements blended in, then Plastic Memories is still worth a watch. Spartan Media Reviews gives Plastic Memories a final score of 6 out of 10 and an average recommendation. If you are interested in watching Plastic Memories, you can check out the series for free over on Crunchyroll. Now, what are your thoughts on Plastic Memories? Comment below. If you enjoyed this review, hit that like button, I would really appreciate it. You can also subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet, I would really appreciate that as well. Follow me on Twitter and Hummingbird to keep up to date with the current things that I am doing, and with all that said, I will catch you guys in my next review. Thank you for watching.